Welcome to the Inner Chief Podcast, episode 353.
I am your host, Greg Layton, founder of Chief Maker and the Council of Chiefs. I believe there is a great chief in all of us, and that through listening to the stories, strategies, and techniques of great CEOs and gurus, each of you can find and leave your own legacy through your work and life. The Inner Chief Podcast is where you will learn how to think and make moves like a CEO, like a true chief. For over a decade, I've helped CEOs and senior executives around the world boldly lead change, inspire their people, and leave a legacy. On the Inner Chief Podcast, I bring these stories to life with deep diving CEO interviews, interspersed with minisodes covering key leadership challenges, so you will find your own path to greatness as an executive.
G'day, Chiefs. Welcome to the Inner Chief Podcast, episode 353, our final episode for 2024. Today, our topic is the 5 big themes from 2024 that are going to be vital in 2025. Firstly, though, I want to thank you for those that have joined us throughout the year on podcasts, webinars, mini MBAs, Council of Chiefs, retreats. It has just been an absolute pleasure and an honor. Our best year ever at Chief Maker, and our little team is just having a blast doing this really cool work with so many awesome clients and executives and chiefs that just still have that hunger and desire to do better and be better at their job. The themes that have come through, Chief, and this is what I want to talk about today, these 5 themes for me are growing. Like I'm seeing them emerge more and more through the work we do with executives and boards. And what I'm seeing is if we don't all lean in and get better at these 5 things, life is going to get more difficult. It's going to get more frustrating. We're going to find it harder and harder to win. And life is so full now. Like I don't meet anyone who hasn't stacked their day or their week or their life literally all the way to the edges and probably beyond. So the 5 big things that we're going to really dive into are, first of all, curiosity, then creativity, then focus, then brand or human to human, the human connection through brand, and lastly, energy. Just give yourself a quick audit against curiosity, creativity, focused, human to human brand or reputation, right? And energy. These are big things for most people right now. The best executives right now are nailing this. The rest of us are sort of on a bit of a hiding to nothing, because if you don't have curiosity and you don't have creativity and you don't have focus and you don't have a great reputation and brand and you don't have energy, no one's looking at you like you're some top executive. They're probably looking at you the other way around. What's more, all the best organizations need people with those 5 traits right now, more than ever. So let's start from the top. Theme number 1 that's going to be critical for next year is curiosity. I think that this could well be the most common trait from CEOs on the podcast. It is just so common. And I'm hearing it again. I just recorded a guy called Ben Marcinet the other day, who's the CEO of the Altus Group, Australia's biggest traffic company. He went from being a traffic controller to the CEO of a rapidly growing business with private equity behind him, doing 7 or 8 acquisitions in the last year. How do you do that? Insane amounts of curiosity. We had Jeremy Hastings on the podcast this year. He went from being fired in his role to coming back and being CEO again. And what happened? He got curious about himself, about his mind and his brain and his own personal psychology, and he grew out of it. We had Carolyn Creswell, the owner and CEO of Carmen's Foods. And Carolyn asked this question in the podcast. She said, "Hey, what are you learning today? What are you learning today?" We had Fabian Calais, Managing Director of SAP Concur in Asia Pac. And Fabian is one of those beautiful, quiet, introverted style leaders. He's a guy that has really brought within his own self that theme of know thyself. Knowledge of self will set him free. He's also the Australian Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion, right? Which is just incredible because here he is in his late 40s, sort of around about the age of 50, absolutely shooting the lights out, continuing to learn and grow in new areas. We had Natalie Cook, the 5-time Olympian, and she spoke about the ecosystem that drives a gold medal. And that ecosystem always has to be curious and learning. So, Chief, in 2025, the lesson has got to be dial up your curiosity, say yes to things, ask questions of peers, educate yourself. Don't never wait for HR to educate you, right? Educate yourself and grow by asking questions of all sorts of people. So that's number one thing. The second theme is creativity. And this has been growing and growing. And I'm really fascinated by where this will go because in the future, even now, we are seeing a lot of businesses and executives outsource their creativity and give it to things like AI. Make no bones about it. The one thing AI can never do is have that raw, creative spirit that makes us uniquely human. You can't do it. Can't connect to things that are so out there and different and connect dots in ways that we just never have in a creative way. It can do it in pure logical sense. But coming up with something new and different and amazing that's just purely human creativity, you can't do that. So that's a way in the future that we will have to stand out. Now, to tap your creativity, you have to give it time and you have to give it space. And so if all you're ever doing is filling your brain with new information and new data and you don't have any sort of creative output, that is something you've got to re-inject into your life. Because creativity is just a wonderful, wonderful human trait. Think about all the amazing things we see around the world and the creativity that has come, that is required to bring that to life. So creativity has always been important, but I think it's going to become more and more important as we progress. The third, and this is in the middle of our 5, I almost feel like it's this linchpin or this fulcrum or something in the middle that is just so important, and it's focus. I have noticed over the last 7-8 years a building of executive overload. We all love just saying, "Oh, I'm so busy right now." Oh, and I know we are, but it's a cop-out. It really is a cop-out. Being busy does not mean you're being effective. Saying that to people actually says, I'm not really in control of my priorities. And I'm going to transfer this to when I'm working with executive teams now. I've heard this more and more on the mini MBA, and we're helping people to talk about strategy and priority. And when I go away with executive teams, or last week I was meeting a board in Sydney, and I asked them this exact question. How worried are you that the leadership team or the executive of the business is drifting away from core business? And the eyes of everyone around the table just lit up. They're like, we are so worried that we are leaving core business behind. Core business is that which your organization was built around. You've got the skills, the expertise, the market position. You've got the whole engine of supply chain and people and technology to deliver that. And every time you move out a circle away from that and go to something that's not quite as core, where maybe you don't quite have the capability, all the systems and technology, all the customer base, it just raises risk and effort and really, and probably in ways you're not even really aware, it's eroding profit and margin or the quality of your output. So you start taking your eyes off core business and all of a sudden core business starts to suffer. And this is really, really common. And it's the same at an individual level. Because we are really hurting our brains with just social media overload, we're becoming a bit scatterbrained. And now we're just overly busy with stuff that just isn't really that effective. So make it your goal in 2025 to just not simplify, focus. get a little bit more dialed in on just a few things. Okay? Stuff that will make a difference. That is something at Chief Maker we've done this year actually really, really well. And it has made our lives a lot easier. And because we focused in a bit more, we removed a ton of work out of our business in the back end. And what's happened is we then focused on the stuff that really counted. And now we've actually grown and done more business more quickly for less effort, right? And that is just the be all and end all kind of outcome we all want as leaders and as individuals. Now, I'm not saying that in our household or like that we're not busy. As I said, don't use that word. I feel though we are actually focused on the right things. They are aligned to our values, and we're not really spending time on things we don't want to, right? Although we wouldn't mind on giving up housework and things like that. Okay, so make focus be a big thing for you in 2025. Make some hard calls. The fourth one is this personal brand or reputation. And this is about H2H, human to human. Your reputation enters the room before you do. Your email pops up on someone else's screen. Immediately they're like, I like getting email from a person, or not so much. Oh my God, what a pain in the ass. They have a concept in their head of what you're like to deal with. You have to get to this position in business where people go, hey, that person solves my problems. They're reliable. They're outstanding. They're excellent. Becoming a master or finding some excellence in your work makes life so much easier. It builds reputation. It makes delivery easier. It gives you more flow at work. But it's that genuine connection where when you meet me, you know you're not trying to get something out of me. Like I hope when people meet me, they go, Greg's really just trying to help me out. He wants me to be successful. That is the mindset I take to every meeting. How do I help this company make more money? How do I help this person get promoted to a better job, make their life easier? And if you do that, no matter who you meet, then I absolutely guarantee your reputation and your personal brand will grow in a fantastic way, and opportunities will come out of absolutely nowhere. So it's this personal brand thing is not so much about just posting stuff on LinkedIn and Instagram. It is far more important, far more important to make it the experience people have in dealing with you. And as we go forward, and we need to become, as executives and professionals, uniquely valuable so that we don't lose our value in the market. Relationships will be key. They will be so important. Which brings us to our final one. And it probably relates quite a bit to the focus one as well, is energy. You have to become the chief energy officer at work, right? Because what I'm finding now is people are exhausted all the time. They're not getting enough sleep. They're overloaded. Your family, maybe you've got kids as well, like I do. And you get into some days and you're just cooked. And the next day seeps into the last. By the time you get to the end of the week, you're just totally toast. Right? We've all been there, right? What that means is by Friday afternoon, when you walk in the room, the spirit and the energy you bring doesn't lift anyone else. Think about what it's like when you meet someone and somehow they give you energy. They make you feel good. They inspire you to do something. What it is about them. Sometimes it can just be that smile, that interest, the storytelling. It's actually saying, anytime I'm meeting with other people, that is my performance setter. It is time to bring the energy. So, Chief, make 2025 your year of being the chief energy officer for those around you. That's it, Chief, the 2024. We come to a wrap. Curiosity, creativity, focus, personal brand, and energy. They are going to be some of the big things for 2025. That was certainly our whole year of podcasts and board meetings and all and executive work has been, those 5 have been absolutely huge and they're going nowhere. So, Chief, I hope you've had a wonderful year. I hope it's been successful for you. In 2025, if you want to work with Chief Maker and me, here's the big three, Chief. The mini MBA is going from strength to strength. We have so many wonderful graduates. Love to talk to you about you, all the people that work in your team. If you need your senior managers or senior leaders to step up and execute the strategy, become true chiefs, get them on the mini MBA. The Council of Chiefs launches in 2025 for senior leaders in the C-suite or reporting to the C-suite, those top two levels of an organization. And if you are someone who's worked with us prior and we know you and we know that you've got a great reputation and you're hungry to be better as an individual and as a leader and to leave a legacy, then contact me about Council of Chiefs. Or the third way to work with us is board and executive retreats, where I take away the board or the exec team for a couple of days. That's the big three, Chief. If any of those are of interest, just drop us a line through the website or to greg@chiefmaker.com. We wish you a very, very epic Merry Christmas. Chief, all the resources can be found at chiefmaker.com/353. Or just check it out on YouTube. Go to chiefmaker.com/YouTube. Chief, one of the biggest challenges in all leadership roles is how to influence stakeholders. The difficult, the easy, the elusive, all sorts of stakeholders, board members, executive teams, clients, suppliers, the media, the community. And if you want the definitive guide on how to think about it, how to set yourself up and prepare for it, how to run through and map your stakeholders, and how to finally influence with integrity, go to chiefmaker.com/stakeholder for a fully editable PDF guide on mastering stakeholder influence. That's chiefmaker.com/stakeholder. And if you would like to stay in touch and hear all about some of the best resources that you can find anywhere in the world to improve your performance at work, go to chiefmaker.com/subscribe. Now, Chief, if you're yet to rate the episode and subscribe, I hope you'll do so soon. It helps others see the magnificent value that the chiefs and gurus bring to their life and career. So make sure you hit subscribe on your podcast app now, give it a 5-star rating if you think it's worthy, and leave a short review about your favorite episode. Righto, Chiefs, as always, remember to stay epic.